What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? I'm super excited to get with you guys today because today is going to be a really, it's Victory Wednesday at this point, right? But also we're going to be honoring some guys from Black History Month. This is February Black History Month, and we are going to be honoring some folks. But before I do that, let me give a shout out to our proud sponsors, Cali Build Graphics, that does all of our graphics, our shirts, our hats. You can go get your car wrapped, whatever you need, signs. They got it all done, t-shirts, hats, all that. Go tell them that the Sports Lounge sent you, and you're going to get a discount. So go check them out. Also, Martino Construction, you go get your, you go get your shower done or whatever you need to get done. Let them know the Sports Lounge sent you because you're going to get $1,000 off now. And then also we have the number one sports fan who is in Hanford, Visalia, Tulare in LA. Let them know the Sports Lounge sent you to get you a % off on your merchandise, and go get all your championship stuff. Go get your Philadelphia Eagle championship gear. They got it there. So go get it. Go get your discount. Also, we're walking into the NBA. Now we're transitioning to the NBA season. Super excited about that and everything that has to do with that. And then thank you to our other proud sponsor who were powered by the Mogul Brown and Diamond Collection. But I want to welcome our guests. We got Sunshine in the building. What's going on, Sunshine?
How you doing, boss man? Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, we got Dice Will. What's going on, Dice Will?
How we doing?
And we got the two dudes, the legends, the myth, the legends. We got Down South Philly. What's going on?
Yo.
Hey, give them your saying. Tell them what it is.
We don't give a damn. I tried to tell them. We tried to tell them that we didn't give a damn who we played, and
he tried to tell them all year, guys. They
had to find out.
We showed it.
And you know the GOAT. Goat's in the building. Mr. Kendall from Kim Pat Talk. What's going on, Kendall? How you doing tonight, man?
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
First back from the trip from the NOLA.
Yeah, straight from the Super Bowl. We got our guy back. Super excited about that and all the content he's going to bring. Go check out all of his stuff. Go check out Down South. Go check out Sunshine State, Eagle, and also the Eagle's Nest. And of course, you can see me and D Will and all of our stuff on the Sports Lounge. But let's get to it, man. Again, let me remind you all, today's show, we want to honor those who have paved the way for other Black athletes that look like us. And don't get it wrong. My boy to the right or left of me, he got a little soul in him. I mean, he go to a Baptist church that get down and they all color folks. So, but anyway, we're going to get to it. The intro to what our first question is, let's get this going. Definitely spend some time. What is one black NFL athlete you feel that either you looked up to or you felt that changed the game and paved the way for other black athletes? Let's start with Kendall and work our way up.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, Mike. Some of y'all Eagles fans probably won't like me because of that, but I've always been a Dez Bryant fan from the Cowboys. I've been a Dez Bryant fan, so with him, the way he played, I've always looked up to him. I actually got his picture as my. I went to the Dez Bryant tailgate when I went to the Patriots Cowboys game a couple of years ago. Took a picture with him and whatnot. So, yeah, Dez Bryant, one of my favorite athletes, black athletes anyway. I've always looked up to him. Met him a couple of years ago at the Cowboys Patriots game and AT&T Stadium or whatnot. So at Jerry World, so I have to go with Dez Bryant. Play on the field and the things that he does off the field as well. I've always looked up to him, man. So my pick would be Dez Bryant, 88 from the Cowboys.
All right, let's go with down south.
Man, this was an easy choice for me. Especially, around, let me take you back to the 05, 04 era. Michael Vick, man. He revolutionized that position. So of course he wasn't the first mobile quarterback that we've seen. You got your Randall Cunninghams and such, but I feel like Mike Vick, especially he changed Madden. Like he made it. He became like
Hell
a
yeah.
human joystick.
There's like a no play clause with him when it came to playing him on 04.
He was really that dangerous. Got into some trouble off the field. But when he got his second chance, he was able to get with that mad scientist Andy Reid and, come back even better. Never lost any speed when he came back, but became a better passer and almost, was an MVP. If it wasn't for him being the Eagle, he would have been an MVP. But yeah, that's my athlete, Mike Vick.
All right, let's go to Dice Will.
For me, you took the first one I wanted to say, but for the other one I would have to say would be Terrell Owens. Just the way he played the game and it was like so hard. Like he would even play with broken bones or anything like that. He would still keep striving to keep going and be that athlete to get everything going. And not to mention he was the main one besides Chio that would just be doing the most outlandish thing when it came to getting a sign on. He would sign the ball. He would dance to cheerleaders. He would go talk to coaches.
I remember that.
All that stuff. You would never know what you would see when it came to him getting a touchdown.
Get your popcorn ready.
Definitely Terrell Owens.
Yeah, and if you guys got one, put it in the chat box below. Who is one of the athletes? Before we get to Sunshine, what's an athlete for y'all? Put it in the chat box. So I'm super excited about that. Let's get to Sunshine. Sunshine, who's that one that gave you that little man?
Mine might sound a little bit biased. Obviously, the majority of us in here are Eagles fans, and I want to speak on Jalen Hurts, not because of his play. We all know that Jalen Hurts is a talented quarterback. He can throw the football. He can run the football. I want to talk about who he is as a person. Jalen Hurts personifies what it means to stay the course and stay true to who you are, regardless of the discrimination that you're getting, the hate, the discredit. I mean, Jalen Hurts constantly faces these challenges all the time. And yet, what does he do? He keeps the main thing. He stays true to who he is as a person and as an athlete, and he keeps pursuing through. And I think that all young athletes can look at this, and this should be a prime example of what it looks like to be an athlete in the NFL. I think he is a great example of what it should be to be an athlete in the NFL.
I love that. I actually got two of them. I know I'm going to be a little greedy, but growing up young, when I was very young, and I became an Eagle fan, it was because of this individual that played the game differently than everybody else, and that was Donovan McNabb, and then seeing him the very next year playing a Super Bowl against Tom Brady, it was something special for me. And ever since then, I fell in love with this style of play. And obviously, it changed the game. I mean, of the Steve McNairs that we know now, I mean, the list goes on, right? Lamar's and all these guys. And I know it does start with, Randall Cunningham and those older cats, but you really started to see a jump with McNabb and how did the defense started to adapt to that. But I'm along with Sunshine. I'm going to be a little biased too. I mean, these are both Eagle guys, but Saquon Barkley, man, this season made me fall in love with this man. And no Diddy, but just the way that he is. I mean, he is with it. I had to be serious. I'm trying to keep it serious with y'all, but no, listen. The way that he is with his family was just like that was heartwarming. His way, I don't know if you guys seen the different clippets of him with his daughter, and his daughter just man, thank you for taking care of us and all this stuff and putting us first and blah blah blah. And then you see all the stuff that he's doing off the field, right? And then you're like, okay, he gonna put the switch on. And he does while he's in the game, but when he's on the sideline, he's lifting people up. He's going on the side. He's saying, let them young boys eat. He's really a selfless running back that could have got the record 3 times, but he put his team first before his own stuff. Hold on. I got to put this right here on there. Look at this one. That's my nephew. Okay, but anyways, the way that he's treating the way that he's treating his teammates, he put this team first. It was just something different for me. It was almost as if he knew how talented he was, but he still was like, look, this is about one thing and one thing only, and that's to win a Super Bowl. And just the way that he's just been carrying himself makes me look up to him. And that should be a wake-up call and an outlet to other young athletes that look like us. Just because you awesome doesn't mean that you got to carry yourself in those type of ways. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to carry yourself with those arrogance or that cockiness or whatever. You could be humble and be cool and still get the bag and do your work and be around great people and surround yourself with these great people so you could be successful for a long time. Because I guarantee you, with that type of attitude that Saquon has, it's not even going to change. It doesn't just change the way that his teammates in the locker room and his coaches and everybody has to deal with look at him, but it's the people on the outside too. He's going to get a lot of opportunities of the way he is. So I want to honor him, also McNabb, and all the people that you just said, all the individuals that you said, and continue these guys that continue to come into the league. We appreciate you. We honor you on this Black History Month. And thank you for paving the way for people that look like us. Cool. All right, man. Let us pray. No, I'm just playing. Okay, so let's get to the first question, man. Let's get to the first question. Let's get to the first question. What is the biggest headline for the Super Bowl? Super Bowl 59 just happened, y'all. And there was a lot of headlines. There's a lot of stuff that we could be talking about. Y'all, give me what is y'all headline? Let's start with down south. We're gonna mix it up. Let's start with down south. We're gonna go up to Dice Will. Dice Will, be ready for your answer. But let's start with down south. What's a headline for you?
Man, if I get to go first, I get to pick the best one. So Jalen Hurts outplays Mahomes yet again. So of course everybody thinks back to the Super Bowl in 2022 where he outplayed him, but he lost the game. So it was kind of with a grain of salt. Even in 23, we went to Arrowhead, beat him there, played well. But this Super Bowl right here, this is the one where they basically dared Jalen Hurts to do it again. Can he do it again? Came into it with a game plan to let everybody but Saquon Barkley win and beat him, and basically put the game on Jalen Hurts' arm. So when they did that, he answered the bell. That I can't close my eyes without thinking about that pass to Smitty from the logo. and as he calls game. So that's my headline is Jalen Hurts outplaying Mahomes yet again in the big game.
Okay, yeah, and that was pivotal in that game because we didn't know. Not that we didn't know, but obviously we know Patrick. Okay, I'm trying to frame this the right way. So even though he wasn't having the game that other people thought he was gonna have, I wouldn't say that I thought that, but other people did see him. He's been down by 10 before and won games. He's been
Every
down by
game.
17 and won games, right? So that dagger was so pivotal in that game, is being like, yeah, whatever else hope that you have,
Y'all not coming back.
whatever else that you gripping on, thinking that you're gonna come back, yeah, that's out the window now. You know what I mean? Like that was done, right? So yeah, that was a big headline. And it cemented, Jalen Hurts in a lot of different conversations that we can now have with him. At the fact that he can't throw a football. So we already knew he could, but that for everybody else that were critics on it, that was huge. Anybody else have thoughts on that headline?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that it took Jalen Hurts. It showed that the gap between Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes is not as wide as people believe it is. The media likes to push this narrative that Patrick Mahomes is in a completely different stratosphere. And don't get me wrong, he's got the wins, the playoff wins, and the rings to prove it, that he is in a different tier. But we're not going to sit here and we're not going to act like Jalen Hurts isn't creeping up on that. I mean, the guy's 7-3 in the playoffs now. He has a Super Bowl MVP, a Super Bowl appearance, 2 appearances. Mind you, 43 and 22 now as a starting quarterback in this league. The conversation's got to start being had, guys. Jalen Hurts made a really, really big statement in that game last night. And what's even crazy down south? Stop me if I'm wrong. This wasn't a very uncharacteristic game. Uncharacteristical game from Jalen Hurts. We've seen him do this all year. He didn't put up 400 yards and 5 touchdowns on that game. What did he do? He threw for 21 yards, 2 touchdowns, got first downs with his legs, extended plays masterfully, might I add. It's what he's done all year
broke his
long.
own record, by the way, with his legs.
It's what he's done all year long. So for people to come in and say, well, Jalen just had an extraordinary game. Guys, he's done it all year. This isn't the first time he's had a game like this. In fact, he had a better game against the Steelers. So at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts shows you that his play is considered elite in this league.
I love that. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. Just my own storyline of the game is I think the Eagles' defensive line, the depth of this defensive line, just the chemistry they play with, the way they was getting after Mahomes. I'm talking about from the first snap, the first punt from the Chiefs, like that defensive line with Nolan Smith. You talked earlier, Mike, about Nolan Smith, Carter, Davis. They got this guy off the bench. I want to say Jalen Hyatt or
Jalen Hunt.
Yeah, Hunt. They got Hunt. I ain't even mentioned Sweat, and maybe Sweat might be a future page. You might throw him a bag in the fridge. We got a lot of money to spend.
He made a lot of money.
Throw him a bag to come to New England, rush the passer. Like it's a lot, man. I don't know, man. Like that defensive line, the way they harassed Kansas City, I was shocked. That's my takeaway from this game. And Hurts played good. Couple touchdowns. Ran the ball pretty well. I think the way Hurts played kind of takes away that what Barkley did. Barkley really didn't do much, and what Hurts did kind of outweigh the fact nobody's talking about Barkley having a bad game because Hurts played so good. So I just think that defensive line, they're the storyline of this game, man. Oh man, that was crazy. But they put the thing in, they didn't blitz. They didn't blitz Mahomes. I don't think they blitzed Mahomes one time the other night.
Nope, no blitzes.
I don't think they blitzed them. And anytime you can get there with just 4, that you can keep more people in coverage. And Mahomes, he struggled. He wasn't seeing the field well. And time he got back to his drop back to his hitch, they was right there on. I think Sweat had 2 sacks himself. Milton Williams, they were just getting after him.
It's the recipe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers used to beat him.
Yeah. And that's the same thing I said. I said it looked just like how Tampa Bay beat them a couple years ago. So the recipe is out there. The formula is out there to beat the Chiefs and Mahomes. It's there. But a lot of teams can't do what Philadelphia did and what Tampa Bay did a couple years ago. A lot of people don't have that front to do it. But, man, hats off to that that Eagles defensive lineman for doing that. That's my storyline from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so let's answer this question real quick. What is the definition? What is your definition of elite, Kendall?
Elite?
Yeah, they asking.
I think it's in reference to quarterback play.
In other words, how do you evaluate whether a quarterback is elite or not?
Yeah,
winning and making players around them better. That's how I feel. The fact, I mean, I think Jalen Hurts, he's in the elite category. We're going to get into this topic here in a second about where does Jalen rank amongst quarterbacks and whatnot. But I think he's elite. He's a winner. As long as the stats, yeah, that's all good. I mean, but I want wins. I mean, look at Joe Burrow. He got the pretty stats. He was running up for MVP. His team sitting at home watching the Chiefs and the Eagles the other night. So I mean, I want Jalen does enough to win. So I think he's elite. He does the small things right. I think he's not going to throw 4 touchdowns and 0 picks every game. He's not even probably going to throw the ball 35 times. He's not going to have 5,000 yards passing. That's and 30 touchdowns. That's not his game. But he does well with what he has. He does what he does good. What he's asked to do, he does it well. So I think I mean that's elite. He's elite.
I agree with this.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Sunshine.
I completely agree with him. I think that when it depends on how you evaluate the quarterback position. If you want gaudy numbers and lots of accolades like MVPs, All Pros, Jalen Hurts might not fit into your top 5 for the sake of argument. But Jalen Hurts, I agree with Kendall 100%. This is how I evaluate quarterbacks as well. Your ability to win championships, okay? And like Kendall said, winning football games. At the end of the day, that is how I evaluate quarterbacks because that's the only thing that matters. You can keep your MVPs and you can keep your 500-yard passing games. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is, are you winning championships? Are you putting your team in a position to win championships? A lot of people like to say that Jalen Hurts was carried by Saquon Barkley in this defense, and they don't realize that the quarterback is the catalyst for the defense, guys. Saquon Barkley looked that well because Jalen Hurts was behind center and because we had such a good offensive line. So when you look at it as a whole, Jalen Hurts, as a starting quarterback, right, has more playoff wins than I do believe, not even playoff wins, let's just say chips. He's got more championships total, 2 NFC and a Super Bowl, than Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow combined. So at the end of the day, when people ask me the question, are you really going to take Jalen Hurts over Lamar Jackson? Unequivocally, yes. He's got a Super Bowl. He's got 2 championships. I'm going to take the guy that can get me a championship and beat Patrick Mahomes over the guy that can't.
Before I agree with you, and I just want to throw out this little tidbit since we brought up Trent Dilford in the chat. You know what his stat line was for that Super Bowl? 12 of 25 for 153 yards and 1 touchdown. That is all.
Compare the two. Joe Burley.
That's what's up. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, for sure. Let's go with and then he also says, Sauce King says, because I say your O-line is elite. Absolutely. O-line is over 1,600 pounds, and they're paving ways for everybody and gives Jalen the time needed to become that.
Right.
I mean,
and we can't fault Jalen Hurts for playing behind an offensive line. Like, we can't fault him for playing with talent. That doesn't, you can't fault him because the GM's made sure he's got good talent around him.
Yeah, let's go with Sunshine, and then Dupree, we'll start you off with the next question. All right?
Yeah, we're talking about headlines still, correct?
Yes, headlines.
Yeah, I think that's
what's the biggest headline that you take away from 59?
The biggest headline from the Super Bowl is probably, I think is this the best? In my opinion, is this the best defensive performance we've ever seen in a Super Bowl? We look at all of the different performances, and guys, the Kansas City Chiefs at one point in time, late in the third quarter, had 40 total yards of offense. Guys, 40! They were driving to score their first points of the game with 38 seconds left. late in the third quarter, and they had 48 yards of total offense. We had forced 2 turnovers up to that point. That was the best defensive performance I have ever seen in a football game ever. Period. Point.
Almost 40-0 going into the third quarter. Like, me and Charles were looking at the game. I was like, "Is this for real?" Like, we were looking at the game. I was like,
"What?" That point too. Like, it was absurd how good of a defensive performance that was. I think a lot of people thought our defense would play them well, myself included. Never did I think that we would bully them the way that we bullied them, guys. In my opinion, it's the greatest Super Bowl defensive performance I have ever been alive to see.
Yeah. So when I watched, just a little bit, when I watched the Texans play against them, and they did that shell defense even in the with the front four and then collided it in and forced him to make a decision to try to get out of there. I was like, man, if we could just do that, that might be enough for us. That might be enough for us to like really put a lot of pressure on Mahomes to make bad decisions, because remember I was talking about last week about the dunking and diving of the different passages, throwing them off. That would throw him off enough to where he would have to make bad decisions, and luckily we can maybe get some picks or get maybe a couple sacks with the fumble, or something will happen bad to where it could be back in our hands. And I stood on that, and then I said on Thursday before the game, two things is they didn't fix the left tackle, left guard position. They just band-aided it. And then our defense changed it from a zone man where CJ Garner-Johnson is now guarding is now going to guard Travis Kelce if he's on his side, and then Blankenship is on the opposite side. So I knew that they were going to bring that man back and forth, or use the dime to take them in the short when they do short routes, which you've seen that in the Maddox play. So I knew that this defense was doing stuff that was different. Where I'm glad that wasn't brought up in the beginning of the that wasn't film that people could watch in the beginning. So I knew that this was going to be a different game because of the pressure that he got, and I knew the caliber of team that we had versus the team that they played against the Texans.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because exactly what you're talking about, those shifting and that new defense. Can we take a second and realize the pressure and responsibility that was put on to Cooper DeJean in this game? Cooper DeJean was forced to make those calls, those rotational calls, especially when it went to his side of the field. And he played like he was a 5-year vet, dude. It was absolutely incredible seeing him communicate with Zach Bond and everyone else across, especially as soon as things happened. As soon as things happened, you'd see guys go into motion for underneath routes, and you could see him doing the scrape off the helmet, and everything would shift to that side. Just an absolutely incredible game from all of those guys on the defensive side of the ball. That's why when we say you could quite literally have given the MVP to anybody on that defense, it was incredible.
Yeah. I'm just gonna spew mines out real quick. I seen a lot of them. There's a lot of headliners that I like. One of them was the quarterback and wide receiver duo. That was one that I love to win a Super Bowl together. They both played with each other, both from Alabama. Devontae Smith is the only Alabama quarterback to score a touchdown in a Super Bowl, was another one. Bringing him up, also Eagles wide receiver Devontae Smith is the 5th player in NFL history to win a Heisman Trophy, a national championship, and a Super Bowl. Smith is 26 years old and also becomes the first ever player drafted from Alabama to score a touchdown, and that's a rare triple crown for Smith. So kudos to Smith on that. Jeremiah Trotter Sr. celebrated the Eagles NFC Championship win with his son and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. with Jeremiah Trotter Jr. in 2004. 21 years later, the two celebrated an Eagles Super Bowl victory together, and that's beautiful. I mean, think about it, man. Think about winning, and then winning with your son, like 21 years later. Like I think that's most of fathers' dreams, right? Is to build your kids up to win in any capacity, and especially when you're handing tools and things down to your children. And I thought that was a definitely a full circle moment for them. There was somebody that did do a three-peat, y'all. His name was Kennard. He was an offensive lineman for for the Chiefs
Kansas
for 2
City.
years, and he came to the Eagles, and he did three-peat. He's the only man that could say he ever three-peated, right? So that was a big one. And then obviously, since Jeffrey Lurie bought the Philadelphia Eagles in '94, they've had 2 Super Bowls, 4 NFC championships, 11 NFC titles, 19 playoff berths, and we will call that a golden standard.
Sustained
so those are some
dominance.
Yeah. And so with that being said, I will finish it off by saying that the Philadelphia Eagles is the most winning team in the last 10 years outside of the Chiefs and my guy down there, Kendall, the Patriots. So, we got winning squads all up in here except Dupree. He's still waiting. But anyway, so that's what I got with some of my
championship like way back, but that's it.
there's tons of headliners to come, right? There's tons that you could pull from. We just gave you some of ours. Put yours in the chat box if you would like. Even if you were on the replay, #replay if you're in the replay, #live if you're live. But either way, put it in there. What was your headline? What was your headline from Super Bowl 59? Some people say it was the lady in the stands that was poking Mahomes the whole damn time, doing some voodoo. I don't know. I'm not into all that, but there was all types of stuff out there. There was all type of stuff like that. Let's take a deep breath real quick as we jump into this. What do you guys think about the Kendrick Lamar halftime show?
I enjoyed it.
It was solid.
I thought it was good.
solid.
Yeah, are we doing thumbs up or thumbs down?
I give it a thumbs up.
I'm doing thumbs
up. It was solid.
I thought he
had a lot of messages, right? There was a lot of messages in that.
A crazy set on him for looking right into the camera and saying that my man was not playing.
Yeah, he wanted. And so Saw says this. Saw says his headline is this, and let's all give it to him. The headline was the BTA. Let's go. Appreciate that, Sauce. And then we got Kendrick Lamar snapped from Fantasy. He sure in the hell didn't he? I mean, I'll tell you this before we move on to the next question. I was like, I know he's finna get sued tonight. Like I was telling Dupree was with me. We was walking on the big screen. We was like, I know he's finna get sued tonight. And it was like every so often he put on the beat. Yeah, he kept teasing it. I'm like, here it comes. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe you don't want to get sued, right? I thought that was super cool. The fact that he brought in Samuel L. Jackson too as Uncle Sam, that was kind of cool.
That was
and then he also brought in one of Drake's ex. He brought in Serena Williams crip walking. We talk about that. That's crazy. And I thought that was kind of cool that she was doing all that, and it was a cool show. But let's get back to football. Where does this rank Jalen Hurts currently in the NFL? What do you got him ranked, Dice Will?
For me, I got him ranked number 2 on that. Because he just did everything that he said he was going to do, and everybody kept doubting it every time. And just like Sunshine said earlier, he kept it poised about it. He didn't get mad. He didn't get angry. He just kept playing the game he knew how to play. And just like they said he couldn't pass it, he passes for 200 yards in 3 games, the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. They said he couldn't. He said he couldn't run. He runs for 5 to 3 touchdowns each other game for it. So he just showed that he could do it. And like you keep saying he's number 7 or he's 10. Like, no, he's up there with them. Now he's got now he's got a championship on him. It's right there.
Yeah, what do you got, Kendall? Where you got him ranked? I'm interested in seeing and hearing what you got.
Yours is your opinions is gonna be gotta be the most.
He's top 5. He's top 5. Now I don't know where I'm gonna put him at 5, but he's top 5. I'm still going with Mahomes first. Then I'm probably gonna go Allen. Then I got Mahomes, Allen, then Burrow. I think Burrow and Allen, you really can switch those two, really. But I'm gonna go Mahomes, Allen, Burrow. Oh, Lamar. I think it's Lamar, Jalen, but I'm gonna give it to Lamar. I'm gonna get a slight edge to Lamar. I mean, but Jalen's definitely in top 5 though, man. I think coming into this season, he was top 10, and some people like didn't even really consider him that. But I got Jalen Hurts top 5, and then just remember he could have 2 Super Bowls because the one when he lost to the Chiefs, it ended on a bad call. The crazy James Bradbury pick, and he outplayed Mahomes in that one. He's still, what is he, 26 years old? Eagles got a good team, so they can. I mean, I seen Saquon talking about, hey, let's go ahead and build like another daggone dynasty or something like that. The NFC is weak, so he can be right back in the thing next year. We about to pick the Super Bowl for next year, so those picks gonna be interesting. But he definitely can win a couple more. He's young, and you know Howie gonna always keep a strong team. He always gonna be aggressive in the offseason. So with the free agents and trades, and y'all are a tremendous drafting team. And much as it hurts me to say, we suck at drafting up in New England. But we need to get some of y'all scouts or whatever for y'all front office in Philadelphia and whatnot, because we can't draft a wide receiver to save our damn life. But yeah, I mean, y'all no, seriously, man, we cannot draft a freaking wide receiver. We can do corners and linemen. We can't draft wide receivers. But so I think he's top 5. Let's see how next year goes and whatnot. But I got Lamar ahead of him. It's slight though. It's slight. Lamar can't get up the playoff hurdle. He really can't. Jalen has gotten over that quickly too, and so he's been successful with Philly, whatnot. So yeah, I think Jalen. I think he's gonna win another one. I'm not gonna say he's gonna win a bunch of them. I think he could definitely easily get another one, because the NFC is weak to me. I mean, he's getting a little better, but still weak. But yeah, he's top 5. Top 5. It shouldn't be conversation about that.
Okay, let's go to down south, man. Where you got him ranked?
Hey man, I got him ranked top 2. I haven't quite put him over Mahomes yet, but if he have another one of these games in the big dance, I may have to change my tone. But I mean, I think top 5 is fair, because whenever you talk about top 5s, at that point it's just preference. So anybody from 1 to 5 is pretty much interchangeable. Right now, the consensus I would say is that Mahomes is number 1, and then everybody else is under him until you beat him. And the only one who successfully beat him is Hurts. Joe Burrow had the one way back when, but that's starting to expire at this point because nothing came of it, when he did make it to the Super Bowl. But yeah, that's why I got him top 2.
Okay. Before that, let's read this one real quick. It says, top 5 is opinionated until there is a set criteria the world can stand on.
And see, that's the thing. The world will never all agree on how we evaluate these quarterbacks. Everybody's going to evaluate them in their own way.
I mean, it's all opinion at the end of the day.
Yeah. At the end of the day, everybody has their own opinion. We have opinions. The experts have opinions. And you just try to be as unbiased as you can, right? I guess I'll go into mine. I'm with down south. I also have him at 2. And you guys know how I evaluate the quarterback position. It's off of your ability to win championships. Yes, I know it's still a team sport. That does stick in my brain. But I'm taking Jalen at 2 over Lamar, over Josh, and over Burrow, just because of his ability to get to the championship and win. Like I said, he's got more championships than all 3 of those guys combined. So at the end of the day, I have to put him at 2. And I agree. I think that the top 5 is fluctuant. Because at 3, I would put Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has an AFC championship. And then I would put Lamar, and then I would put Josh Allen. Because I think Lamar is the superior athlete to if we're going to be honest, Lamar's the superior athlete to all of them. But that hasn't exactly equated into championships, right? Joe Burrow is the superior thrower of all of them. That has only equated into an AFC championship. So, at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the quarterback that can get it done. I agree with down south 100%. If he has another one of these games in the Super Bowl, man, we have to start talking about him replacing Mahomes. Mahomes has had 2 embarrassing losses in the Super Bowl. You know who never did? Tom Brady. I think Ken can attest to that. Tom Brady never
actually, no, because he lost those Eli Manning.
Yeah, but they weren't embarrassing, though.
Guys,
he has lost all his Super Bowls by a combined 18 points.
On the final, we lost our Super Bowls on the final play to the ones to the Giants twice. Yeah. The one to the Eagles, the freaking strip sack that still keeps me up at night.
Woo!
Like we've lost them on the final play and whatnot. So I mean, but back to the Jalen Hurts. I think it depends on what is the criteria when you say top 5? Is Is it top 5 in winning? I guess you could say. I mean, I can agree with you too behind Mahomes. Is it just ability to make plays or throw? I mean, just stats wise, that might be like he might be 5 and not 2. Like it just
you'd have to put him at 5.
I think it's however you consider. Like, what are you ranking it off of? If it's championships, winning, it's the stats, whatever. Because I think talent wise, I think Allen is better than Hurts talent wise. I don't think that was close.
Hold on. Let me stop you there. Because the only thing that Josh Allen has over Jalen Hurts right now, and I know it's a big thing, is an MVP. Because Josh Allen doesn't. I don't believe Josh Allen has a first team.
No, but I'm saying talent wise, like physically throwing the ball, running. I think that he has that over. I don't think that's even close. I think Lamar's a better athlete than Jalen Hurts or whatnot. I think Allen is. I think now Burrow is a pocket quarterback, but he makes up from it because the way he throws and he takes pressure, he doesn't flinch and whatnot. So it's however you see your quarterback. That's what I think it is. So everybody gonna have different answers or whatnot on that. But I think overall ability, when you combine everything, he's top 5.
I agree. I think the top 5 is fluctuant, so I can agree with those points.
Yeah, you could kind of put him. For me, you could kind of put him anywhere as long as he's in the conversation of top 5. For me, it's to be the best, you got to beat the best. And he just beat Patrick Mahomes, and for me, that's what put him in the conversation of top 5. I also have him. I know it would be crazy, but I do have him at number 2 right now. Because he has something that those guys don't have, and that's a chip. And he has an MVP where it mattered, where he won the Super Bowl. And when you can win as many MVPs as you want, but if you're not winning the Super Bowl, that kind of brings your stock down, And
you gotta
then
remember,
the question is
he almost had a league MVP the one year. He was very close in second to Lamar that year.
Yeah, and part of this year, the stats between him, Lamar, and Josh were very close until the very end, and then he got that concussion. But I mean, outside of that, man, it's about winning championships. That's what they play this football game for, is to win championships. So definitely, he's the number one in the NFC, the best quarterback in the NFC. I'll still rank him underneath Mahomes, but it can be fluctual depending what the conversation is. Like Kendall said, if we're talking stats, if we're talking that, but wherever he is, we know that he's top 5, and that's all that matters.
Excuse me. Yeah, if we're talking stats, I'd put him at 5.
Yeah.
Plus, he holds head-to-head wins over everybody's top 5. Recently, at that, he beat Mahomes. He beat Lamar.
And
he beat Allen. He beat Burrow.
Yep.
I'm just saying. Put him on the same field.
When did he play? Oh, he played Allen last year, right?
23.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. I forgot about that game. I was wondering.
We play him again next year too.
Yeah, probably be never mind. I won't give it away right now. But here's the biggest question. The question is the way that Kendall kind of talked about it earlier. The Kansas City Chiefs just got exposed, you guys. I don't know if you guys watched the game, and I'm not talking to us on the panel. I'm talking to the people out there. I don't know if y'all watched the game and watched it in all 22, or you watched it in real time. If you watched it every single day, like I did 2 times, in every way, the condensed version, every version I was trying to see the whole game. This week, I've watched it every single day, at least twice. But they got demolished. And I think that offense got exposed. And so with that being said, can the Chiefs bounce back this next year, knowing that the schedule that they do have? We could start. I mean, whoever wants to start can take that. Do you see the Chiefs? Yeah, do you see the Chiefs bouncing back? Do you see them back in the Super Bowl? Do you see them back in the AFC Championship?
I mean, yeah, I think anytime you got Mahomes, you're gonna have a chance. They done been on the what they call it, the AFC Invitational. Or
AFC Invitational.
So whatever. I mean, they always get there. They pretty much own Buffalo. Buffalo, they can play on Jupiter. They can play in Buffalo. They can play whatever. They're gonna beat Buffalo.
Buffalo. I said it's psychological at this point. It's in
Yeah,
their head.
yeah. Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo can get him in the regular season, but they can't beat him when it matters. Lamar, I don't trust Lamar to beat Mahomes in Baltimore, wherever. Let's just stop. I like CJ Stroud, but they're not ready for Houston yet. Burrow, the only one that's really going to give him problems. I think it's Joe Burrow in the AFC. Joe Burrow. So and they got problems on defense. They might we might be stealing T. Higgins from them up in New England. So who knows what's going on there? I mean, you got Herbert, the Chargers. They need a little more. I mean, I don't know right now, man. Let's see what Pittsburgh does in the AFC. I mean, in the AFC North. But other than that, I don't really see nobody that's going to get them problems or whatnot. Now, teams do get better. Buffalo be back. All these teams will be back, and you got to hope that they will improve. But Kansas City got a lot of free agents. And you seen this year, I don't care who you have at wide receiver or quarterback, you got to be able to protect. They got to address the offensive line. They probably going to attack the offensive line hard in the draft and in free agency and whatnot. So let's see what they lose. Let's see what they bring back. Let's see how they look. I haven't looked at their schedule yet coming up, but for this,
I can tell you. I'll tell you right now. So at home they play against Denver. Well, they play their division, and then outside of their division, they play the Texans at home. They play the Colts at home. They play the Ravens at home, Commanders, Eagles, and the Lions. And then on away games, they play their division. They also play the Jaguars, the Titans, the Bills, Dallas Cowboys, and the Giants. So the tough games they play at home. The weak games they play away.
You hear me, bro? They got all their easy games on the road. The hardest game on the road is Buffalo.
Yeah. So also they go to
Buffalo and probably two of their division games.
They go to Buffalo. They go to. Do they got Cincinnati this coming season?
No.
But we got to go to Green Bay and Minnesota and Buffalo. Come on, bro. Like
we don't give a damn.
I think they can take a small. I think they can take a small step back, but maybe talent-wise. But I still think at the end of the day, it's going to still go through Kansas City in the AFC. Let's see what happens with Travis Kelce. My gut feeling is he's probably going to retire. I think he's going to retire.
Yeah, me too. I had that feeling too. I had that feeling today when
Did you watch his effort in this game, dude? He looked piss poor like the whole game, like just not even trying to block folks. You seen the scramble that was a hold call where Mahomes was like dancing all over the place and he was like making people miss. He stood in one spot in the middle of the field. He didn't even try to get open. Like he was just like standing there. And it was before the flag got thrown.
Yeah, they do get Rashee Rice back next year. Let's see if they bring back Hollywood, D-Hop. They got some other friends, but I think they'll be fine. As long as they got Reed Mahomes, I think they'll be fine. I want to see how Mahomes does when he doesn't have Kelce, somebody that's been there with him, who he makes, what he makes, what they do at tight end. It's a good tight end draft, so let's see what they do. But I think they'll be back. I just don't see nobody in the AFC unless Cincinnati can get their defense together. It's probably the only team that I really would say, okay, they can knock them off. Because Burrow has proven he ain't scared of Mahomes or Kansas.
Hey. And I'm glad you said that because them boys was terrified of the Bengals getting in this year. They said, throw the game versus Denver. Don't even try. We don't even want to make it look like we're trying because they didn't want the Bengals in that joint. Yeah, I agree with Kendall. I'll go right into mine. I think as long as Spagnolia and Reed are in Kansas City, I agree with Kendall. I think they will always be a competitor. I think it will always go through Kansas City because it's like he said, who's going to beat them, right? The Buffalo Bills have proven they can't beat them when it matters. Lamar Jackson has proved he chokes when that game comes around. Denver could maybe get a little bit better. Chosen, you know how I feel about Denver. I think Denver is an up-and-coming star. We both believe that. In the AFC West, I think Denver is going to add some pieces and get better. But like Kendall said, they have to address the offensive line issues because it doesn't matter who you had to throw to, what your defense looks like. When you're giving up 6 sacks off 0 blitzes, probably not going to win that many football games. So I think that this is definitely not the last we will see of Kansas City in this Super Bowl conversation, but I do think they will take a step back next season. I'll even go as far now to everybody watching to say I don't believe they're going to win the AFC West. And I'll go on tape saying that now here in February. That way next year, if I look like a jackass, we can come back and look at it here. But I think Denver Broncos are going to get a lot better. in that division and give Kansas City was already winning by the skin of their teeth. So we'll see what they do in free agency. Every team's going to get better, but at the end of the day, I agree with Kendall. Who's going to beat them in the AFC? Because we all thought this was the year Josh Allen was going to do it. We all thought that me especially thought that the Ravens were geared for it this year. Laid an egg in Buffalo. So who's going to do it? That's the question that needs to be answered in the AFC. And I agree with Kendall. I think it's the Bengals. The Bengals fix that offense, man, or the defense as a whole and retool it. They're going to be a problem in the AFC.
Yeah, that's a good point you made a while ago. Like, they was already teetering on starting to struggle, and like we knew at some point they won't keep blocking kicks. The referees won't keep bailing them out. They was already the right was on the wall. At some point, I thought, like I told Mike earlier, I thought Buffalo was going to get him a couple of weeks ago. I thought Buffalo was going to do it, but they couldn't do the small things, right? They couldn't get the quarterback sneak a couple of times. They couldn't convert on a third down. They couldn't get a stop. So we knew at some point the luck was going to run out for the Chiefs. It just happened to be way at the Super Bowl, an unfortunate time for them. They won't going to keep winning by the skin of their teeth like that. I mean, it's virtually impossible.
Right, now, they win back-to-back games by 2 points. Like, what are we talking about?
And then the tip of the iceberg with me was that one that they beat the Raiders. I think the Raiders should have won that game. And I don't know what the heck that was or whatnot, but that was a weird ending. I don't even know if that's a real rule. I don't know what happened.
It was a made-up rule. They got a made-up rule.
The Raiders had it. At that point, I'm like, okay, maybe it's meant for them to freaking go all the way or something, man. But they won't about to keep winning like that, man. So, like, I see the comment. Somebody said they're going to retool. I think Sauce King said they're going to retool. I can see them retooling, not rebuilding.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that. Yeah.
Get some pieces, and let's see what they do next year. Now, because we've already seen them at their worst. They got rid of Tyreek Hill. They won 2 straight Super Bowls. So they've already hit the bottom, I feel, with Mahomes and what they're going to be. So they have proven that they can win without going throwing a deep ball and do it. They prove they can win in different ways. So let's just see what they do next year.
Right, and I think it's I think it all comes down to the offensive line. Can they retool the offensive line and fix it? Because, like we said, without an offensive line, you're not going to be able to move the football.
I think they need another cornerback, too. They need another corner.
Yeah, Trent McDuffie was in a box with a grizzly bear that whole night. Him and the other cat.
Oh, yeah.
Watson. Yeah, I'll get into mine, and it's real simple. I see them as a wild card team next year. I think they do take a huge step back. I mean, they might make some moves and do some things in the wild card position. I don't see them winning division either. I actually have what Sauce has said. I have the Chargers. Actually having Dupree, you can put a smile on your face. You're a Charger fan.
I'm surprised.
I'm not ready.
I'll get into it later, but
I'll wait. Go ahead. My fault.
Yeah, I believe in what they could do. With some acquisitions and doing some things to create fits. Jim Harbaugh's a hell of a coach. We all can admit to that. I just see them winning enough to win the division. But I don't know how far they go in playoffs though. I don't. There's only 3 teams in my mind that could really make a splash. That's the Bills, the Ravens, and the Bengals for me on the AFC side. But in context of what we're talking about here and staying on topic with the Chiefs, this is definitely a step back. Now, here's the interesting part that I want us to all to acknowledge is if they do that, right? If they do take a step back, they end up losing division. Spagnuolo is offered a job. If he leaves, is that going to start the downfall of the Chiefs? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out here now early. You know what I'm saying? If something like that was to happen, huh?
If who leaves?
Spags
leaves if they don't make the
like if they don't make it, if they ended up like, let's say everything we talking about is real. Either the Denver Broncos or the Chargers win division, right? And they end up becoming a wild card team, get bounced out either in the first or second round, and they don't make it this year. Then the next year, you know what I'm saying? Spags is offered a head coach position. Could it be enough for him to be like, look, I think we're on a downward spiral?
How old is Spags?
I can look it up.
Kansas City put some voodoo on their coordinator. They I don't know what they do, but he
owe them a blood debt or something. He said.
Well, remember, like Eric Bieniemy stayed around for a long time, and he still hasn't gotten a head coaching position.
He's 65,
and
That's old
tend
to be a head coach somewhere.
He could retire
tend to
after it
keep
if they
it.
don't make it. With
Somehow
being
they
65,
keep their
that's
coordinators.
retirement.
I mean, how old is Pete Carroll? I mean,
70.
Oh yeah, well he came back.
160.
I get what you're saying, but that's still to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
take on a head coaching job, has he ever been a head coach?
Who?
I mean,
Who?
that'd be a Kendall question.
Who? Spags?
Yeah, Steve
I feel like
Spagnuolo.
Spags was a head coach
He
at
was
one
okay
time.
with the Rams, but then they got rid of him. They fired him, whatnot. You remember he had an interview with the Jets.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying
so
like he's gonna attract more head coach positions.
I don't think.
Like what if they take? Ah man, that's hard.
Also,
that could be the end of his career. Like just be like, look, listen, I understand we're on a downward spiral. I need to go get a bag, go to Cancun after this and chill with the fam and live the rest of my life. Cool. I don't know. It'd be interesting, man. It'd be interesting.
And Dice, to answer the question earlier about how I feel about the reason I don't rock with the Chargers is because of how grossly unprepared they were for that wild card game. That worried me.
I get it. I can believe it. Like that
That could be. That's gonna be fixed. That ain't gonna
be fixed. But still, they were it looked like they didn't even belong on the field with the Texans. And the Texans are by no imagination a world beater. I understand next season will bring new things, so we'll wait and we'll see. I'll do my 2 early predictions in like June.
Spags started his NFL career with the Philadelphia Eagles from 1999 to 2006. He coached the Rams from 2009 to 2011, and then he has been the Chiefs defensive coordinator since 2019. He's won 4 Super Bowls, and he won 1 with New York Giants 2007 and 3 with Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, so he's never been a head coach.
No.
Okay.
Right. So I just don't see him starting that now at 65, right? Like that's really late to start.
Regardless of the accolades he has.
Right. Oh, but I feel like the Chiefs will be fine. Like just to echo what y'all been saying, as long as they got Andy, as long as they got Spags and Mahomes, they do some retooling, and they still have that aura about them. And if anything, we may have beat some fire into them with this loss that they just had on Sunday. So I feel like with that, they'll be fine. Whether Kelsey comes back or not, in my opinion, Mahomes didn't have Kelsey this year, so
that's a good point.
That's not really the loss that it was 2 years ago. Watson is more effective than Kelsey has been, especially this year. So I think they'll be fine. I think they still win the division. They still have that aura, that mind control over the AFC elite. So until I see them beat in the playoffs, hey, I still got to give it to the Chiefs in the AFC.
Dupree, did you go yet?
No, I didn't go.
Go ahead.
I still see them going to the whole thing in the AFC Championship and everything.
Blasphemy! Well, you're a Chargers fan, man. What the hell?
I am a Chargers fan, but I gotta be realistic. They've had that.
That's good. We got to be realistic up here. We like realistic people up here. So
they've been there 4 times, so they've been there before. Regardless of how much we can change our team and hopefully we may get T. Higgins. Callie Mack is already leaving, and so is Boza, going both different teams. So our defense is going to be lacking there when it comes to that. So we hopefully get some people in league get that. If we get T. Higgins, great. If we don't, we got to bring up Brandon Rice finally and take Palmer's position or take Quinton's position to finally get some receiving going with McConkey because he did his thing. So he's going to keep his starting position, obviously. So he's going to keep his. So we got to get all those ducks in a row to even see if we can get to the AFC Championship this time and get through.
You're not a believer in Quentin Johnston?
Oh, I'm so glad you said his name.
I am not a believer in him at all. He's had 2 terrible seasons, and that's why I was like, you have Brendan Rice and Jerry Rice teaching him right there. Like
it's not a drop.
You have Gold sitting.
It's a drop.
Like why is he sitting?
I actually thought we was going to draft him in the 2023 draft he came out. Yeah, I actually thought we was going to draft him. He visited with us at his pro day, and he did like a top 30 visit with us. I thought we was going to draft him. I actually wanted him. I liked him at TCU, but they got another wide receiver. A couple of them coming out this year. I think it's Jake. Is it Beck? Did he come to TCU? No, the other guy with Savion. Will. I think it's Savion.
Savion,
yeah, they got a couple of guys coming out this year, but I like the Quentin Johnson, but he got too many drops, man.
Exactly. That's why I was like, he needed to be sat down early and put other receivers up to see what we could have got going more when we got to that playoff game that messed up against the Texans. You know, we missed a year going into the playoffs. We should have been ready to go when we got a new coach and everything else. But we'll be there again and prove it better.
Yeah. Hey, let's go into our last. Or did everybody went?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go into our last question, y'all. Way too early prediction. Let's go into our way too early prediction. Who do you see in the Super Bowl 60 in Levi? I know all of us will be there at Super Bowl 60. I'm excited about that. We're going back to Cali, my guy. But who do you see? Who do you see in the Super Bowl 60? This is a way too early prediction. Obviously, this prediction will change. Putting the disclaimer out here, prediction will change. We just won the Super Bowl. Talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, just won it a couple days ago. Way too early. A lot of stuff is going to happen. There's a lot of choices going to be changed. There's a lot of things going to change. So, but for the sake of right now, and what we have seen this past season, who do you have on the AFC side and NFC side going to the Super Bowl in Levi? Let's start. I want Kendall last this time. So we're gonna go with Dupree first. Then we'll go with Sunshine. We want to talk to Down South. Then we'll go Kendall, and then obviously I'll end the show off. Go ahead, take it away, Dice Will. Who do you got, Dice Will?
I feel the Eagles can.
Say what you get. No, say it again. Say it with your chest.
I feel the Eagles can do it again.
Damn right.
I feel the Eagles can do it again. They got all the pieces in a row. No one's really leaving, so you don't have to worry about when it comes to free agency that much when it comes to people you lose on defense or on offense. So you got easy way there. Like only team I see that thing on their side would be the Lions if they don't get injured. If they don't get injured at all, or at least not get injured in the places they did this year, that's the only team I can see that could creep on them on the Eagles about doing something. When it comes to the AFC side, I would hope the Ravens could do it again and get there finally, because it's always been off that one play of a pass that somebody doesn't catch the ball. So I don't know, just switch a receiver around or get another one, somebody get traded or move the spot, but they can get over this hump if they just get that last pass. It's always been that last pass. They get that tied games right there. They lost it last year with that one pass. This year they lost again with one pass for a touchdown that could have won the game. So I feel the Ravens get right there, and the only team I feel that could sneak up in there too would be Cincinnati or the Steelers. The Steelers got that 1-2 punch of Russell Wilson in the other, so they feel they can do that. My team could sneak in, but it all depends on how the defense goes and how we pick this draft week. If we get T. Higgins, then I got a for sure thought of we're sneaking in.
All right, Sunshine.
Yeah, so we'll start on the AFC side of things. I like to lean Ravens. I think that the Ravens are going to come into this offseason pissed off, especially because of how the last season ended. I think a lot of people within the Ravens organization did expect an AFC championship berth, and they damn sure should have. You got Derrick Henry You got Lamar Jackson. You got Zay Flowers, who's playing incredible
All the
football.
pieces were there.
Likely has been a very top tight end in this league. You had the pieces. The problem is when the moment got big, your quarterback got a little gun shy, and we've seen that before in Lamar. So I want to sit and say Ravens, but we do have to look at the fact that the Bills will always still have Josh Allen. Josh Allen will always have the Bills in a competitive conversation. The Spagnolia and Andy Reid will always be in a conversation as long as they're in Kansas City. You got the Chargers up and coming. You got the Broncos up and coming. The Houston Texans are an offensive line away from being able to compete offensively. But at the end of the day, I do still believe that the Ravens have the best roster in the AFC. That's just my personal opinion. I am going to have them as my way too early AFC team. I think that they're pissed off for greatness, in the words of the great Ray Lewis. And they were going to want to get back to that AFC game because I think it's expected in the fan base. Now, when we look at the NFC side of things, obviously the Philadelphia Eagles are a star-studded roster right now. We still need to see what's going to happen on the defensive line side of things for the Philadelphia Eagles. But right now, guys, hands deck, we have two people in here that are not Eagles. We can all agree that the Eagles have the best roster in football. Almost. You can almost agree that the Eagles have the best roster in football. So they are going to be my way too early NFC pick. But that doesn't leave out the fact that the 49ers just got Robert Sale back. He is going to bring life back to a defense that really struggled. And now he's not dealing with the guys like he had in the Jets. At the Jets, he had a really great defensive line, not so great linebackers. When you go over to the Niners, now you have a very good defensive line and you have elite linebackers. So I think Robert Sale is going to breathe some life into the 49ers defense and make them competitive again. You have the Rams that are always very competitive as long as Matthew Stafford is there. That defense is very young. That defensive line is very aggressive. So I could see the Rams being in the conversation. Me and Chosen specifically are very big on the Green Bay Packers. I think that the Green Bay Packers are a few pieces away from being very competitive as well. They're a very physical team. They're a lot like us. They want to run the football and take downfield shots. I don't believe in the Minnesota Vikings. I'm not going to hold y'all. I'm going to say it right here. I don't believe in the Minnesota Vikings. They got a lot of work to do before they're ready to earn my trust. And then you got the Detroit Lions, the woulda, coulda, shouldas of the world. Yes, I'm talking to you, St. Brown, if you're watching this. I don't care about all that hypothetical shit, man. It's next man up. The Detroit Lions lost to a rookie quarterback at home. That's absolutely horrible. You lose both of your coordinators. I think we're going to see a downhill trajectory from the Lions. That's just my personal opinion. We'll see what happens. But right now in the NFC, those are some of my teams that I think we need to be on watch, as well as the Washington Commanders. But I'm going to go Eagles. Eagles have the best NFC roster, the best NFL roster. So I'm going Eagles-Ravens as my way too early Super Bowl 60 prediction.
All right, down south.
Man, with it being so early, it is kind of hard to tell. But if you make me pick today, I mean, it's kind of hard for me.
We holding your hands and we telling you
it's hard for me to go against Mahomes on the AFC side. That's been the Arrowhead Invitational for like the past 6-7 years. It doesn't really matter what happens in the regular season, especially on that side. It all comes down to playoffs. Who's going to beat Mahomes and Andy and Spags when it counts? They may not be the 1 seed, but if they fall to the 3 seed or the 4 seed, you got to beat them. So I still got them making it all the way. And then, I got the Birds making it all the way. We just been that
again,
dominated.
another one.
Yeah, another one. I say it's a 59 rematch for all tomorrow. It's 1-1. We got to break this tie.
Oh, okay.
I hear it.
I mean, yeah. Okay. Kendall.
Yeah, I'm big on. To beat a team, you got to beat the team. So I'm gonna stay with Philly in the NFC. I think Philly gets back there. I'm not gonna pick the winner, but I'm gonna go with Philly in the NFC. And I think over on the AFC side, I'm gonna go with the New England.
Wait. Hold on. I caught it.
No, but Philly for the NFC, I wouldn't. But I want to go with James. But we still a couple years away. I'm gonna go with Baltimore. Man. Everything Jimmy wants to say Buffalo. Damn it! At some point, y'all have to get over the daggone hump and get there. Okay. But I said that last year, and this past year they still can't do it. So I don't know when Buffalo will do it. I want to go with Buffalo. I just like I said, at some point they gotta get there and win it. Like they done lost 4 straight Super Bowl, but they can't even get past Mahomes. I'm gonna go with Baltimore and Philly, a rematch of whatever week y'all play. Y'all play like the end. What week y'all played this past season? Baltimore and Philadelphia. That was a good game too.
Week 10, I think.
Was it week 10?
Somewhere in there.
Hold on,
It was in the
10
middle.
or 10
I
or
don't
12.
remember exactly.
Yeah, I want to say like 12. Yeah, I wanted to see that matchup in the Super Bowl, the two birds going at it like that. I did want to see that. But yeah, I'm gonna go right now. Now we still a month away from free agency. We don't know who's losing, who's gaining.
Right.
So I'll probably
Hey, Ken, I got it. I already told
that was
you
week
the disclaimer.
13.
Yeah, I'll probably change my mind by the time the draft gets. But right now, as we speak, I'm going Baltimore, Philadelphia, and California. That's gonna be the Super Bowl next year.
I take it.
Cool. Yeah, there's only 3 teams, like I said before, in the AFC that I got. I got Bills, Ravens, and I got Cincinnati, guys. Cincinnati retool. They could definitely I mean, we cannot call Joe Nicey over there. You know what I mean? He could swing that rock.
Can we not start 1-4 for one season?
For real?
That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
If he does that, there's some problems, right? Like you don't have to worry about the end result. But no, to be realistic here, you know, it's a lot. I mean, they may lose T. Higgins. You know what? Yeah, they got to pay Chase. There's a lot going on over there. Because of that, because it's way too early, and I don't know, I'm going to count them out for right now. But there's somebody that'll watch out for. I do have, you know, the Bill. I'm tossing up the Bills, and I said the Ravens versus Eagles this year. That didn't happen for me. Could it happen next year? It could. You guys are starting to make me believers of that.
I want to see Baltimore go get another wide receiver.
Yes.
They're going to lose a couple lines.
That's the one thing they really need.
They need to get I like Zay Flowers. I like Zay, but he's kind of undersized. They need an outside dog X wide receiver.
Yeah, they need a big body one. A big body one.
Yeah, go throw it back. Go get Devontae Adams. He's gonna be a freak. I go sign Adams. You got Adams, Flowers. I like Bateman, and whatever you got the 2 tight ends with likely injuries, whatever they do there. And I think they're probably gonna lose Ronnie Staley, the offensive tackle. And I think Baltimore could be right back. They need another wide receiver, and I think Baltimore will be complete. And Baltimore, just like Philly, they known to be aggressive in trades and free agency. Yeah. They always signing somebody that's gonna make it.
I won't lie though, they do need to retool the secondary. The secondary didn't get good until like week 14. And week 14, when they spun Kyle Hamilton down into that from that safety spot to that like Chauncey Gardner nickel, they ended up being number 1 in the set. Well, top 2 in the secondary after that. So they need to figure things out earlier in the secondary.
I think Baltimore will be right back in if they address that.
I don't think Baltimore has a personnel problem, guys. They just folded. They folded 2 years in a row. The year before this, they had Kansas City right where they wanted them. They were at their weakest point.
At home.
They were the number 1 seed. They folded. They just, for whatever reason, they get in the playoffs. They get tight. They stop running the ball. They just turn into I don't know.
That man down south said they just soft as hell.
They just folded. And then the same thing with Buffalo, man. They folded this past year. So, like I said, I gotta see them do it in the playoffs. They had these amazing regular seasons, and then they fold when it matters the most.
That's fair.
Yeah, and the matchups are similar with the Ravens and the Eagles. You know, they got you know when it comes to how the style play, just our defenses are just a little bit different. I think our defense is a little bit better, or not a little bit. I think it's a lot better. But yeah, I would love to see a bird on bird. Love to see a Bills. Don't want to see the Chiefs again. Let it be the Eagles versus the Bills, Cincinnati Bengals, or the Ravens. But for me, for an early pick, let me go with something different. I'm gonna go with the Bills. I'm gonna go Bills Eagles. What it should have been this year, right? I'm gonna go with that. So, but any last words from any of us?
Yeah. Before we get off, where y'all think is the best fit for Aaron Rodgers? He's not going to be with the Jets. Where y'all think Rodgers goes?
The couch.
Retiring and sitting down.
The
That's my fit. Retiring and sitting down.
Yeah.
I say Steelers.
No, they don't need him. They have
he needs to go. He needs to go
but
to
Russell
a place
Wilson's
where,
not going to stay.
Yeah, Russell Wilson gone. They said Russell Wilson's not going back.
And I don't think they stick with Justin Fields. I think Aaron Rodgers might be a better thrower of the football even now in his current.
I think Rodgers would be nice with the Steelers if he bring Devontae Adams. They got a good defense. I mean, he had everything he could have with the Jets. I don't know if him and Tomlin, because the Steelers got like a.
Can we imagine a world where Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Smith, and Garrett Wilson all go to the Steelers? Then you might have something on your hands right there.
Yeah, I like Rodgers with the Steelers, man. I like that.
And it won't happen.
Will that gel with Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin? Those are two big alpha males.
Thing. I could see Rodgers going to the Vikings more than anything.
I don't see him going to Minnesota.
Because when he bumps heads, he starts crying and he wants that coach out.
And then I heard the Titans too for Rodgers.
Tomlin don't play. Tomlin don't play.
He won't go.
And they're not going. They won't let go of Tomlin. They're not going to let go of Tomlin for Rodgers.
I heard he might go to the Titans or whatnot, because they say he got a home there or something. I don't know.
He has a home. He has a home in Tennessee. Yeah.
No, he just needs to stay at home then.
Yeah. He needs to go down to the coffee shop every Saturday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be a big move for the Steelers, because you look at that division with Lamar and Burrow, and I mean whatever Cleveland does, I think that'd be a perfect fit for Rodgers going to Pittsburgh. Will it happen? I don't know, but we'll see.
Is Najee even going to be there?
Najee's a free agent. I don't think they're going to bring him back.
I wouldn't bring him back.
Yeah. There's a lot going on, guys. There's a lot going on in the NFL. This is our last show talking about NFL for at least 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to be talking about everything basketball in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and then we're going to shift NFL. Yes, sir. Let's go. Everybody got a team for the NFL.
Bron going to get another chip. Stop playing with him.
Stop playing with him. Another banner.
Luka.
Does everybody have an NBA team here?
I mean, I try to keep it in New England, so I like Boston.
Hold on.
How you like Boston with Kobe right behind you?
I don't have an
Kobe right behind you.
Kobe's my favorite player. Kobe my favorite player all the time. Now, listen. In the NBA, I wouldn't say I got a team. I root with Boston because they're up in New England, and I go everywhere. Kevin Durant. People say I look like him, so I love. I always been a Kevin Durant guy. Always been a Kevin Durant guy. So whatever he got going on, that's wrong with it. But I'll say
damn,
Boston.
I can't unsee that now.
No, me neither, bro. I'm gonna start calling your ass
for
Kevin
real.
as soon as we come up in these.
So we got Kevin Durant and Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We got Nick Sirianni up in the chat. We got Kevin Durant with us today. I mean, damn. Next, they're gonna say that down south look like Perkins. Big Perk, like.
I got told today that I look like Kellen Moore on one of my videos. They were like, "You look kind of like Kellen Moore." So that's crazy.
You stayed in New England, damn. All right, so you have a team down south?
No, I kind of follow wherever LeBron goes. So
So you a Laker?
You a Laker.
I can't claim to be a Laker, but I wouldn't be sad if he got number 5.
Shit, I'm a Laker.
I'm a Laker. Yeah, I'm a Laker. So we got 4 Lakers. We got 4 Lakers in the house and a Boston Celtic. But yeah, we're gonna be talking.
Listen, if Jeffrey Lurie buys the Boston Celtics, I'll rock with the Boston Celtics.
Don't even do it.
Oh damn, you're going straight back to the rival. Ooh.
Because I need a team, but see, because I don't know if I'm a rock with the Lakers when LeBron retires, because I'm with down south. I just rock where LeBron go.
Yeah, I just go with LeBron.
Yeah. Well. Hey, we're going to be talking about everything NBA. All-Star Weekend is happening this weekend. I'm super excited about that and everything that has to do with that. But one thing that I will tell you guys, we none of my guys know this. I'm releasing it first right here to you guys. But we're not only going to be bringing on athletes, we're actually going to be talking. We're in works and talking with celebrities as well. We network with celebrities as well, bringing them on, getting their takes on different situations such as ISO Speed, Kai Cenat, those guys that are big streamers, something in that area that understand what we're talking about and doing. We could bring a lot of content to you guys. They could bring a lot of flavor, and we're going to have fun with these shows next year. But we are going to bring all the great content. Like these guys said, we will be at Super Bowl 60 next year. We will be covering the league next year. We're going to be doing a lot of amazing things. Ken Pat Talk has a lot of great coaches that he's going to be bringing on. We're going to be talking to different athletes. We're going to be we're going to be showing out. We're going to be really bringing this thing to the next level. And you're going to see that next year. I'm super excited. Blessed, lucky, and fortunate, lock arms with each and every one of you guys that have been coming on this show with us this season for NFL. I do appreciate you, Kendall, Down South, Fantasy, of course, Sunshine, D, Will, Mark, even Sydney with the sports, Simone that's been going on with Sunshine, every person that's came on and helped us grow this thing. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys, man. You guys gave up your time, man, and I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for sharing your time with us. I guarantee you we'll be back, and we're going to be back in a big way this next season as we keep on growing. But love and appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yes, sir.
Peace.